All right, welcome to the All-Remote Snapshot, where we give you a peek into GitLab's 100% remote culture and a behind-the-scenes look at some of the amazing people that work here. So today I'm joined by Chantal, and first of all, tell us a little bit about who you are as a person, how long you've been at GitLab, and what you do and have done here.
Hi, so my name is Chantal. I actually started out at GitLab as a junior backend engineer back in April of 2018. I then realized that that wasn't quite the role for me, and my manager helped me look for different roles that might be a better fit that still utilize my technical knowledge. So I ended up moving into recruiting, where I'm now a candidate experience specialist. So I basically work with candidates from the moment that they get through a screening until they sign an offer. And now, as I've done that for about 7 months, I'm going to move into being a technical recruiter.
Okay, so right off, that's incredible to be able to join a company and then move into a different role and then move into another role. That feels to me like something that is aspirational for a lot of companies, but when you get in, it's not so much a reality. So that's amazing. Is that part of what attracted you to GitLab, or was that just something you found out afterwards? And then as an aside to that, what actually did attract you to join GitLab in the first place?
Yeah, I never even really considered it a possibility to move into such a different role, but my manager was incredible and he helped me make it happen, and so I am so thankful that that's something that's real at this company. Yeah, so what attracted me to GitLab mostly, I would say, is the transparency. As a lot of people say, our handbook's available online and it's very unique. I'd never seen anything like that before. I also really started to get invested when I was interviewing to the people that I was meeting and interviewing with. My interview process took about 8 weeks, and I feel like with every week and with every passing interview, I was just really getting invested and really wanted to work with the people I was meeting and communicating with.
Yeah, I agree with that. When I was interviewing here, I was actually in a role that I really, really enjoyed. And with each passing conversation, I thought, you know, the values that I'm reading are really lived by the people that are here. And it's rare. So it's cool to hear that your experience mirrored that. Was AllRemote a big contributor in why you chose to work here? Maybe rank it, if you will, in terms of importance.
Yeah, I would say it's probably third. One being the people that I knew I was going to be working with. Two being the transparency and just the honesty that I felt the company displayed. And then I would say remote was number 3. Of course, it was just ideal for me, but I would not sacrifice, you know, working with great people or a company that wasn't transparent just to be remote. So yeah.
So what elements of AllRemote have impacted how you structure your day? And did you come from a remote environment? Is this a new thing? And have you made any changes in your life because of the freedom and flexibility that comes with AllRemote?
Yeah, so whenever I was younger, I actually took a lot of college courses online. I got my AS degree completely online, and I really enjoyed it. I never had a remote job, but I had remote education. And I had partially remote work before, but this was my first completely remote job. As far as the all-remote structure that's impacted my life, I have a chronic illness and I require lots of doctor's appointments, and those doctors can sometimes be really hard to schedule with and be at odd hours, and I have to travel a few hours sometimes to get to them. So this, just being able to schedule appointments whenever and not have to worry about when I might be able to take a lunch break or something to go to my doctor is huge. It's completely changed my life, and the fact that I can put my health first and then, you know, worry about work afterward is really, 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 it takes a huge weight off my shoulders, essentially.
Yeah, it's incredible. A lot of people see AllRemote as thinking like, yeah, it would be nice to wake up when I want, or have lunch when I want, or maybe go to the gym when I want, or maybe cook food instead of order out. And all of those things are very true. But as I've worked here, I've realized that when the whole company is remote, you'll find stories that are much deeper level. We have some military spouses where they've been able to move their career at GitLab along with moves that are required by their spouse when they have to fully relocate. So instead of just having to end a career and then try to start a new one every 2 or 4 years, that portability is an amazing thing that really is only possible in an environment like this. So walk me through a typical day in the life. A lot of people, if they're interested in AllRemote or remote first, they think, what would I do with my day? And so a little advice on that front could go a long way.
Yeah, I probably have a little bit of a different day, but I know everybody's days are probably super unique and cool. I wake up super early, so I usually come downstairs and check my urgent emails and Slack messages first, and then once I've resolved those sort of things, I'm usually hungry for breakfast. I'll have some breakfast, and usually I'll have some meetings after that, and I'll check my non-urgent emails and messages after that. Probably, follow up on anything with candidates, and then I'll probably just go make some lunch. Usually by that time, I'm almost done with my day because I wake up early. And then once I'm done with my day, I'll just kind of wrap up everything, and then I'll go walk my dog, relax, do a puzzle, catch up on my own personal emails, and yeah, that's usually how days go. But like I said before, sometimes I've got a doctor's appointment in the middle of the day or something. Yeah, and so in which case I usually do the same thing, but I just take my computer with me wherever I'm going.
Yeah, so notably absent as I'm listening to that is a commute in either direction. So
yeah.
That's always good. It's like you would have probably had to sub the cooking or the puzzling or even the doctor's appointment potentially for commuting. Massive benefit that I've heard time and time again people really appreciate, and it gives back to their life in a big way.
Yes.
So if you were to give advice to someone who is considering working at GitLab or any other all-remote or remote-first company, what are the top bits of advice you would give them, and are there any challenges you've run into? We want to make sure that we're transparent about some of the drawbacks as well. Are there challenges? Are there solutions that you found in working all remote?
Yeah, so the first bit of advice I would give to people if they have never worked remote before or done anything really remote is to maybe take like a free online course remotely, just so that they can see if they're comfortable with it, they feel disciplined, if they notice any things that really just they don't like about doing that kind of stuff. That's a really like low risk way to kind of test to see if you'd like it. I'd also tell people to communicate overly communicate. I know that that's something we do here at GitLab, and it is so important. I never did that in any of my previous jobs, and I'm so glad that I do now, because I'd rather be much more clear than leave any room for ambiguity, and we avoid a lot more mistakes by doing that. Let's see. As far as difficulties I've encountered here, I would say sometimes it's hard to remove yourself from work because your computer's right here in your living room or in your bedroom or something. So it can be hard to not overwork. So you have to set those boundaries with yourself. And I feel like everybody on our team or in the company is good about not expecting you to reply if they message you at midnight. So it's usually not pressure from peers, it's just yourself. And wanting to work just because your computer's here or something.
Yeah, I've actually noticed that myself, and I've heard that from others. We have a bias towards asynchronous communication. So if it's more convenient for someone to send a message at midnight because of family obligations or what have you that they did during the day, it's totally encouraged to do that. But then people don't expect you to reply until it's good for your schedule. And it's nice that everyone kind of has that empathetic viewpoint of we're operating and giving everyone grace to operate and feedback on their own schedule. But you're right, when the office is in your home and it's always there, it's always a temptation to go pick it up. So same thing with a smartphone, continually checking your notifications or whatever it is. But it's good to have an all-remote team that we can all kind of band together and try to encourage each other to set those boundaries.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me. For you, the viewer, if you're interested in learning more about All-Remote, be it at GitLab or anywhere else, be sure to check out our All-Remote section, which is in the description down below. We'll see you next time.